everybody to our show. This is Custom Fab Garage on our channel Octane TV on YouTube. Make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, and on top of that, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can get all the new content that comes out weekly and even every day.
We're going to be removing these 2005 Toyota Tundra door panels today. This particular vehicle also has the JBL sound system in it. First step I would say to do is take your plastic pry tool, and you can kind of get down in here and just pull this bad boy out. Oop, that one went flying out. Here's the back side of it. And inside of there, you're gonna have a Phillips. Kind of hard to see in there because it's dark. Next step I would do is remove this piece up here. You can also do the same thing. Take your plastic pry tool and just pull this back. After you pry this back with your plastic pry tool, you can pull it off, and there's what the back side looks like. The tweeter stays stationary on there. We have another piece over here. Take your plastic pry tool and then pry this out. When you pry that off, it will come off as a cap, and then you'll have a screw behind it. Next step is we'll take a plastic pry tool or a pick and get in here. Somebody's already obviously been in here, and then get inside this and then pull this little cap off. Now we have that cap off. You're gonna have a screw here, and then you're gonna have a Phillips head here, and then you're also gonna have a Phillips head in this hole right here. And once you take all three of those off, basically what you're gonna do is come around here to this side, push this little inside part in here, and then take your plastic pry tool and pull out. Same way here, push in and then pull out. So what I do is push in, then you can take your plastic pry tool, you can take pretty much anything, and just get something to get underneath and get leverage. It's kind of hard to do to hold the camera and do this at the same time, but boom. And then once you get it out, that's it. And do the same thing for the top one as well. Here's the screw that came out of there. You gotta remember, this is the longest and the largest. You don't wanna stick it in that hole, or it will cause problems. This is the one that goes in here. It's the black one. Now, obviously it's shorter and different thread pattern. All three are different. And then here's the gold one we're gonna take out. And then here's the gold one that comes out. This next step is pretty difficult. You will have to pry into here. And basically what you're trying to do is get this piece right here. There's a little notch on top, and you've got to get it to where it gets above it and then pulls out. And it's definitely very difficult to do. And once you get it over this little black hump right here, you just pull out. It's sitting on that, and it's going to be the same way on the bottom. You have to do the same thing on the bottom so that you can get this thing to release. Part released. And if you're not careful, you will break this, and you do not want to know how much these cost sometimes from Toyota, because they're really hard to get your hands on. Okay, so these things sit on there, and that's the little notches that it sits on both on the bottom. And that piece is removed. Next step is we're going to take our plastic pry tool, and we're going to pry behind and just start popping the door panel off. We pulled this out, so everything is now loose. You can take the door panel and kind of, you have to lift up and then pull out. And then there will probably be a couple of connectors. Looks like there's just one on this one, thank goodness. And it's kind of a bugger to get out. Kind of push on this little guy right here. And then door panel, oh, I forgot, there's one other one down here at the bottom. Gonna unplug that one. And here is the back side of the door panel, so you can kind of see what you're dealing with. And then here is what it looks like when it is removed. We're going to replace these JBL speakers. They're kind of similar. This speaker's kind of toasted. They're kind of similar to the Sequoia, Toyota Tundra, 4Runner. They all have this similar, like, large 7-inch speaker and this little mid-range. They all kind of share the same thing, and then have a tweeter up there. So typically they do make an adapter that kind of changes all this. We cannot get those fast enough, especially with this day and age. Nothing's in stock. So we are going to make an adapter plate that fits onto here. That way we can mount a normal 6.5 onto there and get him something in here that sounds good. If we do need to replace the tweeters, we can just pull this off, cut this wire, and change the tweeter out.